Okay, I've got my B&K Model 440 CRT tester on this Zenith set that I'm hoping to restore. And by the way, the B&K is a very minty tester. They're readily available. Anybody that wants to buy a CRT tester, and I get my assistants out of here. A lightning bolt's going to come out and it's going to hit you right on this button nose right here. That button nose right there is going to get a lightning bolt. Anyways, when I first started testing this tube, the B&K Model 440 that I got recently on eBay, I paid a little bit more than a lot of them. There are a lot of them for sale on eBay. But this one looked in the pictures to be absolutely minty. It is. It's like brand new. It's absolutely brand new. And I can't imagine that it was used more than maybe a couple of times. Come on, you guys, get out of here. Anyhow, the emissions test is pretty much up in the good. It started out pretty dismal when I first started testing the tube, and I've learned that TVs that have been sitting for a long time, you have to leave the tester on them and let them cook for a while, because they will do funny things, strange things when they've been off for a while. My boxer here is wanting to stick his snoot right in the back of this dusty old TV. But anyways, the beginnings of restoring this television is I have to know that I've got a CRT that will at least get a decent, a reasonable picture on it. And I think this one will. As you can see, my tester, the G1 and G2 have half lights on the neons. When I first started testing it, they didn't light at all. So that was an indication that the tube was bad. But this tube is very good and it's got good cutoff. I think I've got a winner here. I'll test more of the tubes, clean out the dust a little bit, check some of the electrolytics in the power supply, and maybe I'll take a chance and do a slow power up on this just to see what it does. Well, I tested the power supply tubes. There's a 5Y3, a 5U4, and a small tube. I forget the number. But anyways, look at that flyback. I was going to start testing all the tubes in this. I started with the CRT, and the CRT is good. It's well up into the green, although the low end of the green, but it's well up in there. It's got good cutoff. So the CRT is good. But look at that flyback. It looks, that outer coating is all been melted away. And it looks to me like that flyback could be fried. So I was going to go ahead and start testing tubes in this. I've already checked the CRT, which is good. The power supply tubes are good. I was going to start with the high voltage rectifier. I'm sure that's a 1B3. But in looking at the flyback transformer, I don't know. I don't know if I should go any further with this set until I either find a replacement flyback for it, or determine if that flyback, even though it looks bad, still works. Hard to say. But that's where I'm at with this set right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm powering this thing up. Hopefully it isn't going to blow up in my face, but I'm powering it very slowly, keeping the voltage down. I did get sound out of the speaker when I got it up to 90 volts, but I'm checking electrolytic cans to make sure they're not getting hot, which they might. So what I mainly want to do is see if this thing works at all. I really think that flyback is bad, and unless I can find a replacement flyback, this set's not going to go. I'm not going to be able to restore it. And it's a good thing I'm checking this, because I don't want to waste my time on something that just isn't gonna work in the long run, unless I can find a flyback for it. So that's where we're at so far. Well, the tuner is working. It's got a lot of buzz in it, but it's working. I've got a Roy Rogers show playing through it, but there's no high voltage. The high voltage rectifier isn't lit, and by looking at the flyback, this thing's got a cooked flyback, but I've very slowly brought this thing up to power. It's too bad. If I could find another flyback, it's got a good picture tube in it. If I could find another flyback for it, I could restore this set. But I don't think I could find a flyback for it. I don't know where I would find one for a set this old. But apparently at this stage, initially all that's wrong with it is it's got a fried flyback in it. All I had to do is look at that flyback, and I knew that it's very doubtful that that thing's any good. No high voltage. So there we go. I don't know where I'll go from this point. But I'm sure it needs more than just the flyback. I mean, it needs capacitors and everything else. I could restore this set if I could find a flyback for it. Oh well.